In case you didn't know, Disney stock has been downgraded because of growth uncertainty. And it's not really hard to imagine why people might think that, considering all of their movies this year, except for one, Guardians of the Galaxy is the exception. The rest of them have all been, well, catastrophic failures. And I don't think it's going to get any better for them because don't forget, they still have the Marvels. That comes out November, and it's going to probably flop. Secret Invasion is flopping, and most importantly, Indiana Jones is flopping. In fact, fun news, on the 4th of July, it was beaten by a little movie called Sound of Freedom. No real big marketing. I haven't really even seen anything on this movie. I know what it's about. It's about trafficking of kids. And it grossed $14 million. I don't know if that was the first day that it was in theaters or not, but it beat Indiana Jones. And the real hilarious thing about this is it beat Indiana Jones with less movie screens. So this is from Valiant Renegade, and you can see the numbers right there. Oh, that's pathetic. That is sad. So I can only imagine how bad it's going to be for this movie going into the weekend. I wonder, could we see a 70% drop on this movie? Could we see a 70% drop? It'd be interesting. They're, of course, attacking that movie, too, by the way. They're already going after that Sound of Freedom movie, attacking it. I saw this posted by Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge, from Jezebel. Sound of Freedom is anti-child trafficking fantasy fit for the anon. So they're going after this movie, probably because of the topic that it covers, because a lot of these people don't want to draw attention to it. It's actually a really big problem, by the way, that does not get enough coverage. I wonder why that is. But it's beating Indiana Jones on Independence Day at the box office. So it's probably still beating Indiana Jones. You know what this tells me above all else is that people want new shit. This is a new movie. It tackles a hard subject. And it's better than watching franchise after franchise after franchise after franchise after sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel. Like, I think people are finally getting sick of that. And this is Disney's biggest problem right now, by the way, in my opinion, is they have no new shit. And when they do make new stuff, it flops. Elemental, great example of that. Which is one of the reasons why they keep doing this. Keep making sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel. I think people are getting tired of it. So you got this movie comes out, probably made on a small budget, by the way. I don't know if they have the budget in this article. I didn't see it when I skimmed over it before. But I'm going to go ahead and throw a guess out there that it probably didn't cost a lot of money to make this movie. So it's probably going to make its money back real fast, especially if it's making $14 million on the 4th of July. It's already beating Indiana Jones. There's nothing coming out this weekend, by the way. I don't think there's any big movies coming out. So wouldn't it be hilarious if this movie takes the number one spot? Indiana Jones, no longer the number one movie in the world. It's this movie, at least in North America. And everyone's scratching their heads. How did this happen? Why did it flop? Screen Rant puts an article out. And there's a lot in here I agree with, but there's some stuff that they don't bring up in here. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is never mentioned. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a big reason why this movie flopped. She is not a femme fatale at all. She's not traditionally attractive when you look at Hollywood movies with female actresses. And she's annoying. She's annoying. You're seeing her be the lead while he's her sidekick. But he's got the name on the movie. So you're going to see an Indiana Jones movie. Instead, you're going to go see a Phoebe Waller-Bridge movie. And I don't think that sits well with people. That's a big reason why this movie failed. But they never mention that. But some of this stuff right here, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny's budget gave it a box office challenge. That's true. Expensive movie. More than $270 million like they're putting here. It's actually over $300 million. Or no, 295. It's actually like 310, something like that. I went over it in a video a couple days ago. Crystal Skull, yeah, that movie made people wonder if this would be any good. That's a good point. A lot of us were saying that. Indiana Jones 5 was the first movie without Spielberg directing. True. Indiana Jones 5 faced the unusual stiff competition at the summer box office. Unusually stiff competition at the summer box office. That I disagree with. This is actually in a rather weak box office right now. And this weekend and the next weekend was all Indiana Jones. And they lost. They lost. So, yeah, I'm not buying the competition. There's not really anything in this movie's way. Indiana Jones 5 doesn't appeal as much to younger audience. 100% true. They've done nothing with this character since Crystal Skull. Young kids have no idea really who he even is. Let's be honest. Indiana Jones 5 story leaks could have further put audiences off. Yeah, I believe so. I agree with that one. The Cannes premiere backfired for Disney. Absolutely. A month or so in advance, 2 months in advance, we knew exactly how bad this movie was going to be. Yeah, that was stupid for them to do that. A lot of major 2023 movies are underperforming at the box office. That's true, but they don't even talk about why. Most of them full of bullshit. The franchise already said goodbye to Indiana Jones. That's true. And then number one, I actually kind of agree with. Indiana Jones needed a full reboot more than it needed Harrison Ford. I actually think that this is a good point. Like, Chris Pratt, there's pictures of him pretty much dressed up like Indiana Jones. I think they might be from those Jurassic Park movies. I've only seen the first one that he was in. It's the sequel to the first one. They ignore 2 and 3. But that one, you know, you look at him in that movie, he could fill this role. That's who you should have grabbed and James Bonded it or something. And they decided not to do that. They've tied this 80-something-year-old man to these movies, and that's where they failed. Chris Pratt, somebody like that would be a perfect replacement for this guy. But it wouldn't really matter. You can only do so much with the actor. The script is also important. And anything with Kathleen Kennedy, not gonna really bring in big numbers, in my opinion. So, yeah, Disney's got a lot of work that they need to do. This is articles from Variety. Disney's harsh new reality, costly film flops, creative struggles, and a shrinking global box office. Make new shit. They need to try. But it's funny that now everyone is talking about Disney in a negative light. It's okay, I guess, to do it now. They'll kick the dog when it's down. Funny, you know, Disney's low on cash. They don't have the money to grease the wheels with these people anymore. And guess what happens? They start shit-talking them. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here. I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.